Hear me out, hear me out. Let me just get this off my chest. Welcome to Her Diary Out Loud with Danny Royal, where my journey does not define me, but it defies the barriers of caring about what other people think. One real life experience at a time, my story, my way. I mean, it's better out than in, right? There's something about embracing change. Change is good. But somehow in my life, I've tend to become familiar with things that I should have released a long time ago. So, y'all remember that story Rerun? Rerun was like an old school sitcom. Now, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then it's okay. It was a little bit before your time. And maybe even before my time, but I remember the show Rerun. This episode recap is going to be about my personal reruns. Now, the rerun in which I'm speaking of, or the reruns in which I'm speaking of, are the reruns that I've experienced through relationship. Now, every relationship wasn't always the best. However, definitely learning experiences. And when you learn a thing, that means you're growing. But when you think about a rerun, you think about something that's ongoing over and over and over. You think about reruns. Yes, I chose to pick the title Rerun because Rerun is so suiting and so fitting for where I'm going with this. And so as a woman, relationships just hasn't always been my best stride. Or not stride. Stride is not the word. Has it been my best? If you know, you know. Hopefully y'all understand. So in light of that, I would like to touch on briefly how I've chosen the same guy just in a different body. Now, I didn't realize I was doing this. I did not realize I was choosing the same guy, different body, different look, different occupation. I just was choosing the same guy in a different body. The story of my life of reruns has consisted of men with mommy and daddy issues. Have you ever experienced a person with mommy and daddy issues? I parallel my reruns with the same guy in a different body. I don't know about you, but I know for me, that was a thing for me. And I was good at it. I was so good at it, didn't even want to be good at it, but somehow choosing the same guy in a different body was my jam. And oftentimes that's considered to be a cycle. And so I was going in cycles, literally going in cycles. And in light of going in cycles, I had to figure out where I kept going wrong. I could not figure it out, not initially. It wasn't about what I thought it was about. It didn't have anything to do with what I thought it had anything to do with. Sometimes dealing and being in these connections, it would make me question my worth, my own value, and what I had to offer and what I had to give to the world, which is probably why I'm just telling my story the way that it should have been told all along, outside of dealing with the pressures of caring about what other people think because of my church history and background. I mean, at the end of the day, your story is your story, and people gonna like you or dislike you, whether you talking good or you sound like jargon to them. But believe it or not, your story is going to sound like jargon to somebody who's never experienced your story and who doesn't want to understand. They don't even have to understand. And here I am. That's why I'm here. Because I don't care. I don't care about letting people know that my reruns consisted of guys with mommy and daddy issues. And I don't care because somebody needs to be freed from that situation that had them bound or still has them bound today. Why? Because they don't know how to let go. They don't understand how to break the cycles or break the dynamic of experiencing the same woman or the same man in a different body. This is really a tragedy because until you get with what the issue is, the root cause, you never address the situation. So you find yourself doing the same. You find yourself doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And to be truthful, that gets old. After a while, we stop wanting to see reruns. After a while, back in the day, yes, I know rerun was a good show, but when reruns start rerunning your life and you start having the same dude and the same female in a different body, it's like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? What can I do differently? Because I'm clearly attracting something that I know is toxic to where I'm trying to go. I know that I can't evolve from this place. So why do I keep picking up old things because it's familiar? Why am I picking up old things? What is the root cause? And so today I would like to point you in the direction of our podcast. If you have not yet gone over to our podcast at Podbean, follow Her Diary Out Loud podcast and go check out her rerun, our episode that we currently just posted. I'm so excited about it because it unpacks relational dynamics that I've been in with people that did not serve me well. And they every time they took something away, they added on something, but they took something away. What they added on is the value of learning. What they took was my peace, my sanity for moments of time, my effort and energy. Did I love them from a certain perspective and point of view? Absolutely. Everybody had something about them that I loved to some degree. If you were in my space, I loved you to some degree. There was something about you that attracted me to you. But my reruns was the same guy in a different body. How did I come to the knowledge of that? I kept having to fall on my face. Sometimes you have to keep falling on your face and keep going through the same thing in order for you to get the lesson. Sometimes you have to fall on your face and be in seclusion in order for you to understand that the issue is technically not them. There's something in you that keeps attracting that thing that won't let you go or you won't let go of. And so they say that in order for you to get free, you have to keep going through it until you get tired. And your sis got tired. I was over it after a while because I was just like, where am I keep going wrong? I keep falling flat on my face, but I keep ending up with children in situations where I'm not with the person that I just had this rerun situation with. That was so heart-wrenching to know. Now, at one point, I may have been with these people and in a relationship with these people, but it never lasted. It was always counterfeit behavior. It was always facade behavior. It was always same spirit, different vehicle. And so I had to come out of that. So I had to start doing some unpacking and asking God, like, what, show me myself, show me what's going on, show me how to maneuver, because I can't keep doing this. My children are being affected, I'm being affected, and I need to stay level headed. You don't really know how much you affect your circle and the things that are attached to you when you make decisions to constantly be in situations that don't serve you because of what you are, and or because of what you have inside of you. What I found was that I was a nurturer. And because I was a nurturer, I loved on people. And so I was like, pray, because I was easily to be swayed, because I loved love. That's a huge part of why I was operating the way that I was. Not to mention, I hadn't had the best relationship with my dad, but I loved my dad. I can recall times saying, I don't want a man like my dad. Loved my dad. But there were things that he would do that I saw or experienced, and I was just like, I'll take that trait and that trait, but I don't want no parts of that. And so the combination of being a nurturer and having to be Captain Save-A-Ho, in a sense, not in a way of me being perfect, but I felt the need to overextend myself and not draw the line in the sand. So I didn't establish healthy boundaries enough for me to guard myself, guard my heart, guard my stuff, guard everything that I could guard. And so that left me open. That left me open with wounds, open with my heart. And I was so open because I had established then a soul tie with these spirits. They were the same spirits, different body. And the same spirit in the different body kept me in a cycle because it was attached to traumatic experiences. It was attracted to unhealed places. It was attracted to the light, even. But I didn't see it until I ended up in a situation or in places that didn't serve me for my highest good. Why did I have to reach those low points? Because if I never reached those low points, I would have never learned the lesson. Sure, one can say, oh girl, you were stupid for that. Or, oh girl, you shouldn't have went through that. I don't understand. Some things I probably could have avoided. Sure. But if I never went through those things, or if I never experienced those things, look, surely you would not be seeing the woman that you see sitting here before you. That is ever growing and ever present and in tune with oneself and knows how to now uphold healthy boundaries. Something that I struggled with back then. And if I struggle with it, surely I'm not the only one, because guess what? I know that there's nothing new under the sun. Somebody today struggles with saying no. Somebody today struggles with saying, I can't do that. Somebody struggles with saying, this is my body, and I choose to do with my body what I want to do with my body. Now, I'm not talking about being married and you deciding you want to just go get your tubes tied and your husband wants children. That's not what I'm saying. That's totally different. But I'm saying to somebody who is not willing to commit to you, who's not willing to settle down with you, who's not willing to compromise with you, who's not willing to meet you halfway or meet you where you are so that you guys can grow together, that's what I'm talking about. There are many selfish situations where it's one-sided, and you might even be more spiritual than the other person. And in light of that, you know, and you're hearing signals from God saying, hey, stop. Hey, sir. And you're hitting up against a brick wall and you don't understand why you can't come up for air. And the reason why you can't come up for air is because you're not paying attention to the signs. You're not paying attention to the red flags. Red alert. They say that the green flags come before the red ones. I didn't know that until now. And sometimes it takes falling and falling and falling and falling and getting back up and getting back up in order to literally get what you need to get so that you can move past what you need to move past so that you can get rid of the reruns and start over, start a new chapter, start anew, create a new cycle, do something different. Address your traumas. Address that hurt and pain that you keep dormant or have lying dormant within you that keeps you from your highest self or your greatest purpose or your greatest calling or the best relationship of your life. The good thing about my story is that my story is still unfolding. So whenever the good Lord decides to say, hey, it's your time and your turn, I have somebody strategic and special for you. That is called to your ministry, that is called to your purpose, that is called to heal you in a different way. Honey, let me let you know that I'm not just out here doing anything at this point in the game. I'm using wisdom and I'm seeking ye first. And that's what I should have been doing from the jump. That's what we should be doing from the jump. Seeking ye first the kingdom. Because I can assure you, if we would have really sought God, heard for like seek and then wait for an answer, half of us would not be in some of the situations that we've ended up in. I know I would have not had reruns, run-on sentences, amongst other things. I'm sure I wouldn't have had those in my life. I would have been able to be in a relationship that was fulfilling, that I could give to and that could give back to me. We would have been able to reciprocate things. But it wasn't my time yet. I had to get the lesson. And for some of you guys, it wasn't your time yet. You had to get the lesson. So if you have not yet, I want you to go back over or go over now to our podcast at Podbean. And I want you to check us out. Check out the next episode. Check out the next episode that's coming. And also check out the episode that we're speaking of on today. Her reruns. And I'm excited about that because I'm sure that I'm not the only one. If you like this video, be sure to share it with somebody. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram under Her Diary Out Loud. This video was brought to you by Nanabelle, our Nanabelle series, I Am an Artist. If you have not, go follow me over there on Instagram under Heartistry 101. That's HARTISTRY. I would love to see you there. I would love to see you in a piece. Like, let's get into the detail, okay? Yes, get you some, sis. And you can wear it with anything, wear it anywhere, anytime, any place, okay? And also, let us know how we're doing. I would love to hear from you. Comment, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just drop us a line in our DM. And I'll see y'all on the next recap. Peace. Oh, and remember, you're not just mentally fit, spiritually fit, or physically fit, but you are feminine and fit. Bye.